Vellum's pile of rare metals grows considerably, now closer than ever to finishing his collection of copper and aluminum. As we collect, we learn new methods and approaches, making the gathering faster and faster. Tonight, Vellum dreams of an almost draconic horde of metals shining like stars, and a bear sitting on top, friendly and wise. It's a strange dream, and it feels prophetic like the others, but makes no sense. Welcome back to Cataclysm, Dark Days Ahead, my journey as Vellum, aspiring archmage of the apocalypse. Okay, so I think what we're going to do today is, I was just kind of looking around the map, and the vast majority of unexplored territory is actually down here in Groveland. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to head to the Southern Museum, which is the museum that had all of the artificial things that surprised the shit out of us that they had so much artificial stuff in it. And then, oh, do we have one in Groveland Bank? Do we have one even farther down that I just like forgot to mark or something like that? And we're going to head into like Groveland proper. We're going to check out these libraries. We're going to check out these gun stores. We'll check out the hospital. We're just going to like kind of head for this general area. I forgot that we had gotten all the way down to the bank. That's really good. Okay, so now we're all the way over here. So we want to just kind of head to this general vicinity over here, and we'll see what we can find. Actually, while we're here, we're going to use our new trick in order to get into this bank as well. So we'll go ahead and gate. Actually, we don't even need to gate up to the roof. There's just a thing here. So that should be inside the vault. We'll go ahead and phase down and straight into the vault. Well, there is a pile of platinum here, so there's that. And more safes that we can't exactly open. But this is an incredibly safe place for us to put down a gate in the future if we ever wanted to. So we'll go ahead and phase back up to the roof, and we'll head out of here. We should be able to phase at an angle off the side here, right? Yeah, we can phase at an angle. Okay, let's go ahead and get moving. We do probably want to hit this craft shop. It's foggy. Actually, we're going to also turn on our night eyes so that we can actually see a good distance. We are going to kind of... Again, we're still in the mode of wanting to clear out any zombies we come across. I would like to point out that this little taco truck thing here actually is not the worst thing in the world whenever it comes to a mobile base. Something we'll probably want to keep in mind for... Less for this run. I honestly just can't see Vellum going around in a mobile taco truck. But in future runs, you know, food trucks and stuff like that would be pretty good. For people who are wondering, even if I do, as a quick aside real quick, even if I do finish Vellum's run at some point and feel like his run is complete, I'll probably be playing Cataclysm on this channel for a very, very long time to come. And I have ideas for things to do in the future of different types of runs and stuff like that. So if you're here for Cataclysm, be here for the long haul, because seriously, we have a lot of ideas. Ooh, high steel. What is high steel? I'm not sure. I don't see any copper here per se. Yeah, I'm not really seeing too many other places. We are going to try and stay on... Ooh, that's a smoke cloud. I don't like that. We're going to immediately whip on our mask. And I need to remember, anytime we put on our mask, we need to take our ballistic glasses off. Otherwise, our face is just getting scrunched. What is in here? Another thing I wanted to mention is that we actually... Vellum spent a couple days studying between... Oh, I think I saw it for just a moment. Studying between our last journey and this one. And we did actually level up... Where is it? Gravity Well a few times so that we can try and use it in combat. Unfortunately, I don't think it's high enough level that we can consistently use it yet. We also leveled up Cause Bear a few times, and we're actually at the point where... I believe at some point in this episode, once we get some basic... There he is. There's the smoker. Once we get some basic journeying done, and we maybe just get a little bit more copper so that we're always making progress on that journey, on that goal, we might stop and try and summon a bear. Just see what happens. The first time I do it, I want to do it in a controlled environment because I am actually a little worried about what might happen. I mean, it is a bear, right? The issue with bears is that they're going to be really, really fast. And it's almost funny to me that we are slightly more concerned, slightly more worried about a bear than we were about some of these zombie types. Monsters are just more... Oh, did you see that? All of those zombies just rose immediately from the dead. There is a necromancer nearby. We are going to take a few steps back. See if we can take out those two very quickly. Crush a corpse. Okay, so if we crush it down, it seems like whatever's resurrecting them can't do it. So we need to move very slowly here. We are actually going to go ahead and store the spear. And I had an idea that since we don't really care too much about our sound level, we're actually going to play, but let's see, what can we do here? I kind of want... Yeah, I think I'll do a wind strike, actually. And we lost concentration. Go ahead and explode that boomer, making a lot of noise. And they're still getting up. There's something nearby that is getting these zombies up really fast. Kind of having to crush them as we go here. Otherwise, we're just killing the same zombies over and over again. This is honestly quite dangerous. Yeah, look at that. It immediately got back up. Yeah, look at that. It immediately got back up. Okay, let's get another wind strike out here, I think, to take care of that boomer. At least the boomers kind of explode into a mess. And there's a zombie hunter. Okay, this is starting to become a problem very, very quickly here. We're going to crush down the zombie hunter. And we're going to put away our spear, press down on our wounds here, force spear back out. The grappler needs to go as well. There's a lashing zombie and a pupating zombie up there. Oh, man. We're going to hit all of them with a wind strike. Try and crush down a few more zombies. Pupating zombie exploded into a flesh raptor, but we did actually manage to take out the flesh raptor pretty much immediately. I'm still not seeing whatever necromancer must be nearby for this, though. Okay. We're actually going to back up a little bit here. And catch our breath because I'm starting to get... And a Dissolute Devourer just appeared. We're going to run away from it and face through the wall because that was a little scary right there. That Dissolute Devourer was much too close and much too a confined space too quickly. Oh, man. As we step out trying to look at this horde again, it is a mess out here of a horde. Holy crap. We're actually going to hard back up here and put a bandage on our torso because it did get pretty badly hit there. Our knife spear is still doing fine, and we're just going to approach this a little bit more cautiously. I'd like to figure out what's raising all these undead. From careful positioning, we take out a good chunk of the horde, pulling them back into this alleyway. One of our biggest benefits here is just how incredibly quiet we are. And that Dissolute Devourer just caught track of us. We need to deal with that thing. What should we do? What should we do? Think. We're just going to kind of just slice into it. See if we can get it to extreme bleeding. Actually, this is what we can do. Hold on. We're going to bring it over to this fence here. Phase through the fence. And then just go absolutely ham on it. And then immediately crush it down so that whatever's reviving things doesn't get a chance. Okay, hazmat zombie here. Not really a huge concern. If our focus is going to be so destroyed anyways, we're just going to go ahead and start channeling extended stride so that we're a little bit faster. Because with extended stride, I don't think we actually need to waste stamina running anymore. Which means we can fight for longer. I really wish this fog would go away, though. Couple more down. We have to boomer we have to deal with. We're going to go ahead and mana bolt him. Pull our spear back out. Take out the skeletal dog. Another Diluted Devourer. I think the Devourers... Okay, there's a grappler zombie right by that Diluted Devourer. We're just going to step away because that's a scary combination of enemies. I want to try and get to this grappler either by itself or just kill it. Just kill it, maybe. We are going to pull out the one of fireballs here and send a fireball. I think maybe here-ish. Did that hit the Devourer? It did hit the grappler zombie. We're going to send out another one. Pull out our spear. We really just want this grappler zombie. There we go. Grappler's down. Okay, we're going to catch the attention of the Devourer. Pull it back to this fence. And same as last time, just slice into this thing. Once it starts bleeding, it counters the regeneration, and we take it down. Okay. Fortunately, we can take it down faster than it can take down the fence. Just thinning out the herd a little bit more here. There's an absolute mess of zombies here. Freaking crazy amount. Make sure we crush them down whenever we get an opportunity to. What was reviving these things? And another one just got up over on the right side there. I think every time they're getting up, there also is a chance that they evolve. Okay, whatever's bringing them up must be close by now. There it is. We finally found the Necromancer. You need to go, sir. We're going to pull out a mana bolt. Hit it. And go in for the melee. Once we get close enough to melee it, it's not even a threat anymore. Oh boy. That was something. Okay. Now that we have that taken care of, geez, we're gonna just take a moment and kind of just entertain ourselves. Okay, well, no, I guess we're not because there are still zombies around here. There's a zombie blank there. I think the zombie blank is going to make it so that I can't use my powers, and there's a boomer right there too. So I think what we're going to do is Vellum's just going to kind of call it there because of the blank specifically. We don't want to be stripped of our powers right now, so we are going to just kind of back off. Don't really like the idea of tiny meat cocoons just sitting around, so we're going to take that while we're moving away. But we're just going to back off here. Start heading south towards this museum. I don't know if this is one of the museums that we've checked in the past. It does look like we have checked it, so we'll go ahead and mark it. Oh, it was already marked off. Okay. We'll go ahead and make sure that it stays marked off then. That's disturbing. Out of curiosity, I checked this place, realizing that it's an arcade, and inside there's a wretched hatchery and just a absolute ton of zombie children. Yeah, we're just going to close that. Even Vellum doesn't like the idea of taking down human children. It brings a bit of a sourness. Even if they are zombies, and even if that we are fully aware of the fact that they're monsters, it's very hard to see something so small get taken down. Okay, so we have a gun store here, but there's a slavering biter and a small freaking horde inside the gun store. And we hear shots being fired. I just realized how bad that is for us. It is attracting a lot of things nearby. And we now have a zombie blank on us. Out of curiosity, it did not remove our concentrations. All of the shots are definitely pulling in basically all of the zombies nearby. Absolutely causing some serious problems. Yeah, this is basically... Okay, yep, basically everything is going to be here in a moment. But the nice thing is that with these window frames, we should be able to just kind of stab and poke inside. We just need to make sure nothing catches up to us outside here. To take down those zombie dogs very quickly. I don't know why there was just suddenly a pack of zombie dogs here. It tried to grab us, but failed. Yeah, that is a lot of zombies. We're actually going to back off into the darkness here and try and catch our breath. We don't hear gunshots anymore, so Vellum has a mixed emotion of both relief and sadness that there may have been someone rescuable in there with the gunshots. It could have just been a feral with a gun, but it might have been someone... I don't know if we're going to know anymore. It's hard to tell a feral corpse from a human corpse. We do want inside this gun store, though. So ideally, we managed to get this under control. Looks like those kids busted out of the arcade to the north there. Again, we fear necromancers. And so we are just trying and smash as we go here. Okay. Yeah. On top of everything else that was being pulled in, we have in fact also now pulled in a headless horror. The issue is that if we throw fireballs at this thing, the fireballs are going to light these bushes on fire, which is why we have been spending time learning Gravity Well, is because Gravity Well isn't going to light everything on fire. There was an animal pound down south. That's what's causing all of the dogs. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are just going to back up here. I think we will back all the way up into the museum because the museum should be relatively safe. And we're just going to take a moment to try and catch our breath and try and get our focus back. And ideally, we get enough focus and mana back that we might be able to actually cast Gravity Well a few times. How expensive is it? 350 mana. Okay, that's probably actually not going to happen. Our wound is looking fine. We'll take a little bit of aspirin for the pain. What do we do here? I really want inside that gun store, but it's starting to get to the point where it's pretty terrifying. It's really attracted some serious attention here. The other side of it, though, is that Vellum considers that if we do manage to clear out this horde, this little area here will be probably pretty clear after this. And kind of just come back over here and take out the stragglers. It actually looks like that headless monstrosity, the headless horror, might have moved on. Guess because there wasn't any loud sounds anymore. And we hear more gunshots. God damn it. I'm going to just slice and dice this pupating zombie before it gets a chance to convert itself. Actually, it looks like something pounded its way through the wall, perhaps? I almost feel like it might be a bad idea, but we are going to move inside. And this place is just absolutely full of zombies and smoke. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a step back all the way to the back here. Make sure we have full stamina. Oh, there's the headless horror again. It didn't actually move on, it just moved to the south there. Okay, I don't like this situation. What do we do about this thing? I don't know how long its reach is. I assume its reach is probably about as long as ours. Do we abandon this? I'm not sure. Okay. As we're moving along, a Batwing zombie literally, I think it might have leapt down from the roof at Vellum, just kind of appeared out of nowhere. Possibly it had actually been pseudo-flying, as based on their anatomy, we suspect that they can... And there's another zombie necromancer. Okay, he needs to go. Very much not a threat once in melee range like that. There's a hiking backpack here. Anything interesting in it? I will actually take those alcohol wipes. Or some sort of expensive looking pistol, but Vellum doesn't really have a great idea of what that thing was. And a Dissolute Devourer there. So we actually do have a new toy and I'd like to use it right now. We were playing around with this. We're going to activate our grappling hook and use it to climb up to the roof here. My idea is... Okay, so there is a door up here. Can we bring the Dissolute Devourer over here? We would need to get its attention somehow. I think we'll waste one magic missile, and it looks like we can't target it properly from here. We can take out quite a few of the zombies from up on this roof, though. Just kind of, swinging down at the Headless Horror from the roof. It doesn't seem to be able to swing back at us. And it does go down. Yes, okay, so it wasn't able to swing back at us. Very good. We're going to go ahead and phase down there and get rid of that Devourer corpse. Or sorry, the Headless Horror corpse as fast as possible. And by that, I mean we're running back up there again because that's a Dissolute Devourer and we don't want to be down there with it at the same time. This seems like a pretty strong Devourer as we are sliced into this thing over and over and over again here. Oh, it is finally losing its regeneration, and there we go. It's finally down. Okay. Whew. Okay, then. Smash all of those corpses. And I'm going to laugh if at the end of the day, this wasn't even worth it. Slavering Biter inside of here. Oh, wow. That thing is actually terrifying. Okay. That Slavering Biter bit into us really fast. And zombies are digging out. Okay, we're going to put away our spear and start covering our wounds. Oh, wow. That thing... A lot of things have not been able to actually damage us, even if they do get hits off because of our chainmail. But that thing sliced into us very quickly. It's hard to tell if the corpse... I think that pulp's corpse. I think that pulp's corpse actually just got up and attacked us. I'm not 100% sure, though. We'll go ahead and take down our grappling hook. Take it with us. And I think this is finally it. This is going to be where we leave this place behind. Because although we have cleaned out the vast majority of it, there's also a necromancer nearby, and that Slavering Biter very badly bit into Vellum here. Very badly injuring him in only a single attack. And something like that is actually pretty concerning for us. We're going to take a look around, see if we can find any copper in this gun store here, but it doesn't seem like we have an option for that. Okay, we'll go ahead and mark this one off. The library across the street. Having so much stress of fighting zombies, Vellum does see a library and just immediately think about retreating to that said library. A sort of safe place, you know, haven of books. And unfortunately, this is yet again a sad sight of one of his favorite locations being torn to shred, absolutely destroyed. But there's a chance that there might still be something here worth reading. And unfortunately, the answer is no. There was not something here that was worth our time. That's disappointing. It would have really, after such success mixed with failure of trying to clear out that gun store and then eventually actually being pushed away by the Slavering Biters, something that we now need to be aware of is an actual very serious threat to us. It would have been nice to have just a book or two to make us feel better, but it doesn't seem like that's in the cards. We're not going to move fully back up to where we were before, but we are going to get a little bit closer here. We're going to check out this craft store that was next to where we were, and kind of just see if, like, we can get anything from this. Some sinew and some tanned hides is not a bad get. It's like this was some sort of leatherworking, tailoring sort of place. So there's not a lot that is great for us here. It's still so tempting to try to go to this gun store. Oh, hey, there's something here. What is this? Oh, it's clay. That's unfortunate. I was about to say, because I just saw the kilns on the ground there. It's like a lot of wax. Some sort of maybe candle making place? Not sure. Yeah, there's just a lot of ceramic around here and clay pots. Looks like these craft stores. There's actually 2 craft stores here that were just kind of like sharing a building. And then, oh yeah, looks like whoever owned these places just lived upstairs at that point. Okay, I understand. We gotta look at a lot of this place through the other side. I think it would be incredibly unwise to gate in there, but the idea that there is some sort of necromancer around here still bothers us. And again, Vellum is not one to back down from a challenge. I don't want to use fireballs because it would just light the place on fire and we wouldn't be able to reclaim anything for our efforts. Checking our wounds before we go in. We're going to very cautiously move in here. Take out any zombies on the outskirts, like this one. We still have our gas mask on, so we can step into this smoke without issue. Anytime we see zombies, we're going to immediately back up. There's the smoker. That's really good. We're going to blow up the smoker, but we're also just going to take a moment, I think, here, and catch our breath and let the smoker just kind of clear out. There are still gunshots in there. Considering how many zombies are in there, it worries me. Okay, that slavering biter is really close. We're going to mana bolt it. Lose our concentration. Can we not mana bolt right now? Okay, we can. Ooh, it got really close as we finally do get a mana bolt off just as it gets on top of us. There's still a lot of smoke in here. There's another slavering biter somewhere. It's in the back room. Okay. That one's going to be pretty easy to take out. We can probably bait it up to one of those windows. Go ahead and close the door. We smash on the window a little bit, trying to bait them up there, and there we go. Took out the other slavering biter. Crush them down. Okay. I think we have this place pretty much cleared out. Unfortunately, it looks like our fears were definitely realized. There was really nothing in here that was worth our time to get. Really wasn't. I'll go ahead and just search for copper real quick, just make sure. We have a couple copper rings on a corpse, but that's about it. That's not even, like, worth taking, I don't think. I mean, we will take it. There's a chance that we can get gemstones from those copper rings as well. But yeah, this place was not actually worth taking. However, the real value of taking this place was not necessarily the loot we could have found, but the fact that we did take out a fairly significant horde of zombies. With that, that also means that we don't have to worry about as many zombies in this area as we did before, because this would have attracted a lot of the zombies over here. I don't know if we should check out the hospital. There's not much that we could get there. I mean, we could get a lot of, like, bandages and stuff like that, but we can make that stuff. We don't really have a purpose to checking out the hospital, and we worry that the hospital is just going to be filled with monstrous creatures. I think what we're going to do is we're going to head down towards this dojo here. There's always a chance... Oh, hey, a pigeon. There's always a chance that we can get some sort of new martial arts involving the spear, which would make us even stronger with the spears. Oh, here we go. All about swords. It has some recipes in it that we don't know. We'll take that. I don't see a fighting manual, though. Normally, these dojos almost always have a fighting manual in them of at least some regard. Perhaps we just missed it. Was that the fighting manual? That is. Okay, so that's the problem, is that we have a fighting manual here called Maximum Damage. It allows us to practice intermediate melee, which we already have. It's not teaching us anything new. That's unfortunate. That is very, very unfortunate. There's no way that we have the stuff on us right now to... Oh, there's another slavering biter. I don't like those things. I was going to say there's no way that we have the stuff on us right now to prepare our spear. I don't think. Okay. We need a new direction. So the dojo is done. Is there any more gun stores? There is one there. And it's right by a used bookstore, too. Let's check nearby first, though. Ooh, an abandoned warehouse. I wonder what's going to be in there. I am still, again, very afraid to actually step foot into that hospital here. Now, you can even see it's just going to be filled. Yeah, it looks like part of the hospital actually even broke out. What we're going to do is we're going to just blink across this fence, and I don't see anything that can catch fire. So we're going to pull out one of fireballs. And just kind of softened up that whole pack there. And immediately, we get another Dissolute Devourer on us. Oh, and it took down that fence really, really fast. Okay. We'll back up a bit there. I think we're just going to get out of here. We are feeding that devourer, unfortunately. Yeah, look at this. I think we made the right choice to not mess with that hospital. As we were close and we made noise, things were literally almost exploding out of the hospital, blasting down the doors and walls. I think that's a hard pass, actually. Vellum's not one to back down from a challenge, as we have shown time and time again, but at the same time, there's no reason for us to go into that hospital. There's no real value to it. We're out looking for copper. We don't really need a horde of medical supplies right now. I think, given the opportunity here, we are going to very carefully move through this horde, kind of let them pass us. And there's a zombie necromancer up there. We actually should move towards him, though. We're going to target him over everything else, taking him down. Good. And as they climb in, we're going to phase through this fence and just kind of take a few steps away here. That was getting cornered by a bunch of zombies up against the fence. That could have been quite bad. We get grabbed by enough zombies, it's almost a guaranteed death because they will just rip you to shreds almost immediately. I don't want a zombie necromancer to revive a zombie necromancer, so we are going to come over here and crush this thing down. We were fooled by our first run-in with a zombie necromancer, them being quite easy because they were just kind of on their own out in a garden, but since then we have seen the true danger that they pose, as they will bring almost anything back up, and if we're in a horde where there is a lot of threats, it suddenly becomes quite a problem, to be honest. We are completely full up, and honestly quite injured. We're just going to go, I mean, we're not even that far away from where we entered this area. We're just going to go ahead and gate back, and I think we're going to probably take the rest of the day off with Vellum here. And the purpose for that is going to be, I want to test out this Cause Bear spell. If we can use it to good advantage, that would be kind of amazing. Oh, it's too difficult to cast our ability right now. So we're going to back away into someplace where we can have some privacy, I think. Yeah, we'll use this room. Refocus ourselves. We were becoming so distracted between the mild pain and everything else, and our wounds, everything else going on, that we basically had no chance of casting our gate spell. Finally getting home. Okay. We are going to drop everything else off that we got while we were out there, and we'll take a moment to sort of just read. Actually, we're going to leave behind the grappling hook. It was fun to play with, but it doesn't really have much purpose for us right now. We will attempt to cast Cause Bear, which is something that out of game I know a lot of people have been waiting for. So I like that we can finally live up to our bear summoning shenanigans. I do want to see about doing this about as safely as possible, though. So we're going to read up and make sure that we have enough mana that if we do summon a bear and it is aggro to us, aggressive to us, then we can deal with it right away. Okay, we've eaten, we've rested, and what we're going to do is we want to summon this bear somewhere that isn't too much of a problem for us. So we have Cause Bear here. We have a 45% chance of failing it, and it takes 5 seconds to cast, and it costs 600 mana. So the radius, what's the range actually? Okay, the range is actually pretty long. So what we could do is we might be able to summon it on the other side of a pit. Oh, hey, this will work. What we could do is we can summon inside this room here. Go ahead and tear down the curtains here so we can see what's going on. Tear down the boxes so that the bear, as weird as it is, it won't have a place to hide. We'll close that metal door, and we're going to take a step back. No, we'll just do it right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and Cause Bear. And of course, we lose concentration, and we got an error. That is, I apologize. That is so disappointing, but it did actually give me an error saying failure to place monster. I think that the spell might... there's a couple spells in Magiclysm that unfortunately don't work properly that we've come across, And I believe that this is going to unfortunately be one of them. Okay, fully rested, and we're just going to grab some food real quick, but fully rested and ready to go. I think I want to try the Cause Bear spell one more time. It's going to blow a little bit of our mana, but I don't think it'll be that big of an issue, because I was thinking possibly it was how we were targeting the spell. So I'm just going to cast it right here and be ready to run. So we are going to pull out, go to Druid, and go to Cause Bear. Try it one more time, and there we go. So I was right. It has something to do with summoning it right there. It might be that the bear is a large creature, so it was counting as there wasn't enough space there. Also, I just noticed that it says that it is ignoring us. So we're going to give it a moment. You know what? Vellum is in fact a elf and has animal kinship. Something about your presence is calming to animals and they will treat you with innate trust. Only applies to natural animals such as woodland creatures. So despite bears normally being fiercely protective, this one is actually not hostile to us. That gives us an idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we are going to very quickly turn on the fire and see about making some of the taming food. I think it's cattle fodder that allows us to tame. I'm not 100% sure on this. This is kind of experimental. I've never tamed before in Cataclysm. See if we can find the bear. Where'd the bear go? Does it have a duration? Did it vanish? Where did the bear go? Does the Cause Bear spell have a duration to it? Duration 2 minutes. Okay. So it only summons a bear for 2 minutes. But we now know that the bear is friendly to us. So we can summon a bear and let it and some zombies just go to town on each other. That is pretty incredible. That is absolutely pretty incredible. This was completely worth trying a second time. So it seems like the thing that we needed to do was that we needed a 3x3 space because the bear is much larger than a normal square. I mean, we can't stop there. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest back home here with a staff in our hands for just like 30 minutes just to let some of our mana come back. And then we are going to head back to Groveland and we're going to try and find something to use a Cause Bear spell on. Is there a bookstore around here anywhere? We would really like bookstores still because there are some pretty amazing Storm Shaper spells that Vellum is aware of that we have not managed to find. The closest bookstore is all the way over there. Okay. What about a library? There is a library there, but it looks like we've already checked it. And then the next nearest library is far to the east. You know what? We're just going to head to that bookstore. And the first group of zombies larger than just like 1 or 2 zombies, we are going to summon a bear for. There is a pupating zombie crawler, but that's just one. As we step up to take care of it, it immediately exploded into flesh raptors. Freaking awful and disgusting, and I absolutely hate those things so much. Looks like we already have Fog Zombie. We're going to take off our glasses and put on our gas mask, which we have bound to a key now. Much easier to do. Oh geez, there's more things in this crowd. Okay. We're going to start running, actually. Take out that dog. And I think this is a good time. Put away our spear. Make sure we stop our wounds from bleeding. A shady zombie literally just manifested itself out of the darkness next to us. We really need to stop this bleeding. Take out the flesh raptor. Good. Because it was just bleeding us over and over again. There goes the other one. Okay. We'll put on an adhesive bandage to get rid of the bleeding. There we go. And there is a horde right there. Now we know that the Cause Bear spell is not going to be a problem for us. We are going to attempt to cast this. Come on. Can we not cast it right now? It's too difficult. It's still right on the edge of our abilities. So we're going to back up for a minute, catch our breath, and I think we have to stop concentrating Oh man, if we stop concentrating on our night eyes, we lose all of our vision. So what we can do here is, I hate to do it, but we can come down to metaphysics, and we can turn off the learning from metaphysics, which I believe means that we're not going to be spending focus on night eyes anymore. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's how that works. So we just need a little bit of concentration back. We cast it now? No. Okay. We have to sacrifice our night eyes for a moment. Let the fog come in. We just need to get a little bit of focus back so that we can cast this. Just really want to see... Come on. I really want to see what this thing can do. In fact, we're also going to put on our... Oh, our MP3 player ran out of battery, unfortunately. Okay, what about now? Still too difficult. Gosh dang. Okay. After spending a ridiculous amount of time resting and such like that, we did manage to get enough focus again to be able to cast this. I think there are still enough zombies over here to make it worth its while. We're going to go ahead and attempt to cast it right away. We lose concentration, of course. We really need to... We want to use this at all more consistently. We need to level it up several times because we're at a nearly 90% failure rate here. And we're just failing over and over again. Vellum just quietly chanting, almost praying for a bear in the darkness because he wants to see one. After so many tries, we did finally manage to summon a bear. And we're going to immediately activate our night eyes again. It doesn't seem like... The bear is actually straight up friendly to us. But unfortunately... What the hell is that thing? Survivor zombie. Let's pull this survivor zombie back to the bear. Apparently the bear is running away from the zombies. The survivor zombie is actually attacking the bear, but it's not fighting back. Vellum is deeply disappointed to see that as he summons a black bear, a terrifying force of nature, it ends up just running away. That's a boomer. We need to back up here. We're going to go ahead and wind strike him. We expected so much from this, and in the end, we got so little, as the bear did end up just running away. And it was also temporary, so we weren't able to, like, harvest meat from it or anything like that. Perhaps if we got stronger with this spell, we would be able to use it as a distraction method of some sort. That might be something we could do in the future. Essentially use it to distract zombies into running in a certain direction. We just need the spell to be much more familiar with us. Much more familiar to us, I should say, before we can actually use it for something like that. And it does seem like, unfortunately... Oh, hey, there's a recycling center just by that gun store. Unfortunately, it's just not going to be useful as a offensive tool in its current form. As Vellum moves towards the northern part of town here, just kind of wandering and thinking about how much time he's spent learning a spell that is going to be of only very arguable use. He thinks about how... Oh, there's a radio station here. His studies might have been very different if he had gone to school and had someone to teach him this entire time. There is a disluted devourer on this other side of this fence, which we are going to slice to pieces in seconds using the blockade of the fence, which it was actively trying to take down, but can't take down faster than we can take it down. We had someone teaching us. We could have had maybe someone warn us that, well, summoning a brown bear using a spell gotten from what was essentially a trash can may not have been the most useful of spells. Apparently a goblin fighting a giant aphid over there. Interesting. And a heavy-duty fork truck. Okay. I'm gonna check this place real quick for any copper. Not really seeing a bunch. Go ahead and get out of here. Whether it's arrogance or just like a desire for fun, we are going to try and see if there's a way that we can take advantage of this cause bear spell, because we have spent a lot of time getting to know it and getting to use it, so it would be silly to not do anything with it, in my opinion. Okay, so I'm going to empty these out see how much of this we can actually disassemble. I think we're going to pull the trick that we did before and cast a shadow field on ourselves, and then activate a light once we're inside of it, and see what we can disassemble here. It looks like we can actually disassemble a surprisingly large amount of this. We cannot disassemble the heavy jumper cable. Yeah. Let's go ahead and take some of this apart here. This might be a good way to go. Can we use the chunks of copper for this? Yeah, so the chunks of copper is actually one of the most efficient ways of doing this. We have some friends that were attracted by the last few moments of our light. Is there a building here? There is. And it does look like we have attracted quite a bit of attention. I think what we'll do is we'll grab everything from inside these crates here, and we'll haul it inside and see what we can deconstruct. Unfortunately, it does seem like, despite using the shadow field, we had a moment of our light being visible outside of the shadow field. So we have a lot of company now, including 2 slavering biters, which we know from experience are quite dangerous. Just going to slowly stop pulling everything because we're going to slowly try and move all of this inside where we're not going to be bothered, and turn our light back on and see about disassembling as much of this as possible here. Now, it looks like we can disassemble almost everything here. Some of the things that were surprising to me on disassembling is that, like, the pots and these tubings are actually giving me chunks of copper. So we're actually looking for copper pots might actually be very useful. Now, the copper rings and the copper wire are just completely not worth it. But we did manage to get 221 chunks of copper out of all of this. And it looks like we can't disassemble the antennas whatsoever, or the jumper cables. But the copper pots, that was something that surprised me on how good that was. Oh, we were still hauling by accident. Go ahead and take out the zapper zombie that's heading in here. While we're here, might as well check for some aluminum. Now that we know what we know, we actually are going to swing back around this other recycling center and make sure that we got everything out of there that was useful. Ideally, I would like to get as much of the copper as possible here soon. Okay, the copper one was this one in the back here, right? Yeah, so there's a copper pot tubing there, and even more copper pots and tubings. And we're going to completely skip the wire and such like that. We're also going to take a moment to cut down that chicken and very quickly butcher it, because that will give us some meat. And I think with that, we're going to head back. Okay, with all of that, how much bronze can we make? Oh boy. Hell yes, we can make 35 bronze. Oh, we actually don't have enough charges to finish, which means that our charcoal kiln, our charcoal forge is actually out. That's the first time we've had to run into that issue. So what we're going to do is we'll step outside, we'll just grab some logs or something like that and fill it up. Yeah, if you're wondering about this right here, we cut down a tree earlier and it fell into our base and busted out a wall. I'm not worried about it though, because we'll just use move earth to make sure that all of this is a pit around here. And as we came over to our charcoal, I just realized that we actually had charcoal and we had something in there the whole time. We actually had the charcoal can built full. So we now have a okay amount of charcoal, only, 23,000 charcoal in here. So we're going to pick up, like, I don't know, 2,000 of that if we can. I don't even know if we can pick up 2,000. Looks like 2,000 charcoal is actually not as much as I thought it was. We'll pick up 5,000 then. And we'll leave the rest in there for now. And we'll go refill our charcoal forge then. And it is now full, so we'll just leave the rest of the charcoal in our smithing pile here and see about turning on our lamp and getting all of this built. 35 chunks of bronze. And I think we have finally gotten to the point where we have a good understanding of where we're going to be getting bronze and copper from, or sorry, copper and aluminum from. Where are we sitting on our chunks of bronze? 77. So what is our limiting reagent right now? Actually, we can still make more. 86 chunks of bronze. Oh my gosh, we're so close. Okay, so now what is our limiting reagent? Copper again. But now that we have a better understanding of where we're getting aluminum and copper from, we can probably make this a lot faster. We don't just have to go to gun stores. We can go a lot of different places now, especially with there being copper pots in the mix there, because that does mean that the copper pots in the midst, we could just honestly, like, even houses are going to have copper pots in them. Vellum has gotten just yet another step closer to his goals. We will have the anvil so soon now at this point. On top of that, we finally got a chance to cast Cause Bear, and we have made some base improvements and just kind of become generally farther into the future here. We do actually have a few other things that we can be learning sometime soon here that I have not mentioned. We have Premonition, and we recently learned a photokinesis ability called Loosened Barrier. Can't see it there because it's off the side, but it's called Loosened Barrier, and something that we could possibly look into learning as well. I'm not sure if the Loosened Barrier is going to be something we care too much about, but it might be useful. And seeing how incredibly useful Shadowfield is, but our mana is incredibly valuable, we might also take the time to learn Blackout as well, which allows us to snuff out the light of an area, because that's going to require stamina instead of mana, which means that it won't be nearly as bad for us on our mana reserves. But with that, we're going to have to leave this here. This has been Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, the journey of Vellum, and I have been Areima. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, feel free to leave a like and comment below, and if you want to see more, subscribe. Hope to see you next time. Goodbye.